A lawyer helped a homeless woman by bringing her to his home. She ended up having a baby, and then one day, a fancy limousine stopped outside his house, surprising everyone. Lucas was a 28-year-old lawyer who lived in a bustling city. He worked very hard at his job, spending long hours at the office meeting clients and dealing with piles of paperwork. Each day, he rushed home, exhausted but eager to relax in the comfort of his apartment. However, deep inside, Lucas often felt a little lost. His father was a well-known judge, and ever since he was a child, Lucas felt pressure to follow in his father's footsteps. Everyone expected him to be a great lawyer like his dad, but sometimes Lucas wished he could explore his own passions and dreams. One evening, after a particularly tough day at work, Lucas hurried down the city streets, thinking about all the things he had to do. As he turned a corner into a dark alley, he heard a soft sound, like a quiet moan. He stopped in his tracks, startled. What could it be? With a mix of worry and curiosity, Lucas looked around. That's when he noticed a woman curled up on the cold ground, shivering. Without hesitation, Lucas approached her. She looked very sad, with dirty and torn clothes. Her face was pale and thin, showing that she had been through a lot. "Are you okay?" he asked gently. "Can I help you with anything?" The woman slowly lifted her head, her tired eyes meeting Lucas's. "Please, help me," she whispered weakly. Lucas' heart sank at the sight of her suffering. He didn't think twice. "Come with me. I'll take you to my home. You'll be safe there." He gently helped her to her feet and guided her out of the dark alley, noticing how light she seemed, as if she could float away. Once they arrived at his apartment, Lucas made her sit on the couch and quickly fetched some warm blankets and food. He watched as the woman wrapped herself in the blankets, clearly grateful for the warmth. "What's your name?" he asked, approaching her with kindness. "My name is Mia," she replied quietly, taking small bites of the sandwich he had offered. "Well, Mia, I'm glad you accepted my help. Can you tell me what happened to you?" Mia sighed, lowering her gaze as she gathered her thoughts. I have nowhere to go. I lost my job a few months ago, and since then, I've been living on the streets. I don't have any family or friends who can help me. Today, I hadn't eaten anything, and the cold was unbearable. I thought I was going to die in that alley." Lucas felt a deep compassion for Mia. He had never faced a situation like this before and didn't know how to help her, but he knew he couldn't leave her helpless. "Well, Mia, you don't have to worry anymore," he said firmly. "I promise I will do everything I can to help you." As the days passed, Lucas and Mia's bond grew stronger. He learned more about her struggles and dreams, feeling admiration for her resilience and strength. One evening, as they discussed their plans for the future, a sleek limousine pulled up in front of Lucas's house. They both froze, wondering what it could mean. When the chauffeur stepped out and opened the door, a distinguished-looking gentleman stepped out. Lucas's heart raced. Who could this be? The man introduced himself as Don Francisco, a wealthy businessman who had been searching for his long-lost daughter. To everyone's surprise, he claimed Mia was that daughter. The revelation left Lucas and Mia in shock. Mia, overwhelmed, clung to Lucas's arm. Don Francisco explained that he had lost contact with Mia's mother years ago and had been searching for his daughter ever since. Now that he had found her, he wanted to take her home and give her the life she deserved. Lucas was stunned by this unexpected turn of events. He watched as Mia, tears streaming down her face, embraced her father. In that moment, Lucas felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing he had made a profound difference in someone's life. He realized that true success wasn't just about his career, but about the impact he could have on others. "Mia, you can stay here with me until you find a solution to your situation," Lucas assured her, gently placing a hand on her shoulder. Mia's eyes lit up with hope. "Really? You don't mind if I stay?" she asked, her voice filled with disbelief. Of course not, Lucas replied with a warm smile. It will be a pleasure to have your company. Over the next few days, Lucas made sure Mia had everything she needed. He provided her with food, clean clothes, and a warm place to sleep. He watched attentively as the light gradually returned to her eyes and her health improved. However, one night while they were having dinner together, Lucas noticed the concern etched on Mia's face. "Is something wrong, Mia?" he asked, reaching out to take her hand. Mia looked at him with a hesitant expression. I don't want to be a burden to you. I know you've taken me into your home and I am very grateful, but I don't want to overstay my welcome. Sooner or later, I'll need to find a job and a place to live on my own. Lucas gently squeezed her hand. Listen to me, Mia. You're not a burden at all. I'm glad to be able to help you during this difficult time in your life. Take all the time you need to stabilize and recover. When you feel ready, I will help you find a job and a place of your own. Mia felt tears welling up in her eyes. You are so kind. I don't know how I can ever repay you. You don't need to thank me, Lucas responded, moving closer to her. I know what it feels like to be alone and helpless in this world. All I want is for you to feel safe and protected here. In the weeks that followed, Lucas and Mia developed a close friendship. They spent hours talking about their lives, dreams, and fears. Lucas was surprised to discover Mia's intelligence and sensitivity, qualities that captivated him more and more. For her part, Mia was deeply grateful for Lucas's kindness and support. Gradually, her wounded heart began to heal, and she opened up to the possibility of trusting someone again. One night, while they were dining together, Lucas noticed that Mia had grown thoughtful. What are you thinking about? He asked, moving closer to her. Mia looked at him with a shy smile. Well, I was wondering if maybe you could introduce me to your friends and family. I would like to meet the important people in your life. Lucas was surprised by the request, as he had not considered the possibility of introducing Mia to his family until that moment. However, seeing the hope in her eyes, he knew he couldn't deny her request. I think it's a great idea, he responded with a smile. In fact, my father usually comes over for dinner with me on weekends. Would you like to meet him this Saturday? Mia's eyes lit up. I would love to. I hope to make a good impression. Lucas gave her a warm look. I'm sure you will. You're a wonderful person, Mia. My father won't be able to resist your charm. On Saturday afternoon, Lucas felt nervous as he prepared dinner with Mia. He knew his father could be strict and critical, and he feared that he wouldn't approve of Mia's presence in his life. When the doorbell rang, Lucas took Mia's hand and gave her a reassuring smile. I'm sure everything will be fine. Just be yourself. As he opened the door, Lucas was met by his father, an imposing man with a stern appearance. Good evening, son. How have you been? The judge greeted, giving Lucas a brief hug. Very well, father. Please come in. There's someone I want you to meet, Lucas replied, guiding him inside. Lucas' father stopped short when he saw Mia, who had risen from the couch to greet him. Good evening, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Mia, she said with a shy smile. The judge looked her up and down, scrutinizing her with critical eyes. I see. So, you're my son's companion, he replied, his tone unreadable. Lucas cleared his throat, feeling nervousness rise within him. Father, Mia is, well, she's my girlfriend. The judge's face hardened even more, and Lucas could see disappointment in his eyes. I see. So, this is the type of woman you've chosen to associate with? Mia shrank slightly, intimidated by Lucas's father's reaction. Lucas felt anger boiling within him. Father, please don't judge Mia without even knowing her. She's a wonderful person and has helped me a lot in the past few months, he explained, trying to stay calm. The judge raised a hand, stopping his son. I don't need to know her, Lucas. It's clear that this woman is not suitable for you. I expected you to follow in my footsteps in the legal profession, not to get involved with this type of person. Mia felt tears welling up in her eyes, and Lucas could see the pain reflected on her face. Without thinking, he moved closer to her and wrapped his arms around her protectively. "Father, you're wrong. Mia is the most incredible person I've ever met, and if you can't accept her, then maybe you should leave," Lucas said, determination in his voice. The judge looked at him in disbelief. "Are you saying you prefer her over me? Are you challenging my authority?" Lucas held Mia closer. "Yes, Father. Mia has taught me the value of compassion and kindness, things you've never understood." The silence that followed was heavy, and Lucas's heart raced. His father's face flushed with anger, and without saying a word, he stormed out of the apartment, slamming the door behind him. As the sound of the door echoed in the room, Mia looked up at Lucas, her eyes filled with concern. "I'm so sorry, Lucas. I didn't mean to cause a problem between you and your father." Lucas shook his head, wiping a tear from her cheek. "It's not your fault, Mia. I should have stood up to him sooner. You deserve better, and I won't let anyone put you down. You have every right to be in my life." Mia smiled through her tears, feeling a warmth in her heart. "Thank you for standing up for me, Lucas. It means more than you know." The next day, Mia felt worried about what had happened. "Do you think your father will come back?" she asked softly. Lucas replied confidently, "I don't know, but I won't let him come between us. I promise I will always protect you." As time passed, Lucas and Mia's relationship blossomed. They learned to navigate the challenges of life together, forming an unbreakable bond built on trust and love. Each day brought new adventures, and they discovered the beauty of sharing their lives. Mia eventually found a job, and although it was difficult, she approached it with determination and passion. Lucas was there every step of the way, cheering her on and offering his support. Together, they faced life's ups and downs, growing stronger with each challenge they overcame. One afternoon, while sitting in a cafe, Mia took Lucas's hands and looked deeply into his eyes. "You know, you've changed my life in so many ways," she said, her voice full of emotion. "You showed me that there is kindness in the world, and I will never forget how you took me in when I had nothing." Lucas smiled, his heart swelling with warmth. "And you've changed mine too, Mia. You've taught me the importance of compassion, and I'm grateful for every moment we spend together." As the sun set, casting a warm glow over the city, Lucas realized how far they had come together. In Mia, he found not just a partner, but a true friend, someone who had inspired him to be a better man. He looked into her eyes, knowing that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. In that moment, both of them felt truly happy, embracing the future with hope and love. Lucas gently held Mia's face in his hands and whispered, "Let me show you how special you are to me." He leaned in and pressed his lips against hers in a soft, passionate kiss. Mia felt a rush of warmth and security envelop her, realizing in that moment that she had found someone who truly valued and accepted her just as she was. When they finally pulled away, Lucas tenderly brushed his fingers along Mia's cheek. "I want you to know that no matter what my father says, you are the most important person to me. I'm in love with you, Mia." Hearing those words filled Mia's heart with a joy she had never known before. "I love you too, Lucas," she replied, her face lighting up with a radiant smile. Tears of happiness began to form in her eyes. Lucas wrapped her in a warm embrace, feeling his heart swell with joy. "I'm so glad I found you, Mia. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me." They held each other tightly for a few moments, savoring the intimacy of the moment. Lucas pulled back slightly and looked deeply into her eyes. "I know my father doesn't approve of our relationship, but I don't care. I want you to know that I'm by your side, no matter what happens." Mia nodded, feeling a surge of empowerment from Lucas's determination. "Thank you, Lucas. It means so much to me to know that you are with me," she said, her voice full of sincerity. Lucas smiled back at her, his eyes filled with affection. "Let's go for a walk," he suggested. I want to show you the city and take my girlfriend to some of my favorite places. Mia felt a thrill of excitement at the idea. I'd love that. Let me get changed into something more presentable. As Mia prepared, Lucas couldn't help but think about how his father would react to their relationship. He knew his father's approval was important, but at that moment, Mia was all that mattered to him. When Mia was ready, Lucas took her hand, and together they left the apartment, ready to explore the city. They strolled through the bustling streets, stopping at parks, cafes, and shops that Lucas loved. Mia listened intently as he shared stories about each place, enchanted by the passion and warmth in his voice. As they walked, Lucas noticed that Mia had relaxed and was enjoying herself more. Seeing her smile and laugh eased his worries about his father's disapproval. After a while, they decided to stop for lunch at a cozy, family-run restaurant. Lucas watched with a fond smile as Mia savored the delicious food, enjoying each bite with evident pleasure. "Do you like the food?" he asked, beaming with happiness. Mia nodded enthusiastically, her eyes bright. "I love it. It's been such a long time since I've tasted something so delicious. Thank you for bringing me here." Lucas felt warmth spread through him at her words. "I'm glad you're enjoying it. I want you to feel comfortable and happy with me," he replied, his eyes sparkling. As they ate, Lucas noticed Mia growing thoughtful. "What are you thinking about?" he asked, reaching across the table to take her hand. She looked up and gave him a small, shy smile. "I was just thinking about last night and your father. I don't want to be the reason you have issues with him." Lucas squeezed her hand gently, trying to comfort her. "Mia, last night wasn't your fault. My father acted irrationally. I chose to defend you because you are important to me, and I won't let anyone judge you without knowing you." Mia felt tears welling in her eyes again. "But what if your father is right? What if I'm not the right kind of person for you?" Lucas looked at her tenderly, his heart aching for her. "Mia, that's not true. You are incredible, with a kindness and strength that captivated me from the moment we met. I don't care what my father thinks. I know you are the one for me." Tears spilled down Mia's cheeks as she felt overwhelmed by his words. "Lucas, I don't know what to say. No one has ever spoken to me like this before." Lucas held her hand tightly, reassuring her. "You don't have to say anything, Mia. Just know that I'm here for you, and we will face whatever comes our way together." They sat in silence for a while, drawing strength from each other's presence. It was clear to both of them that their bond was growing stronger, fortified by the challenges they faced together. "What are you thinking about?" Lucas asked curiously. Mia looked at him with a shy expression. "Well, I was wondering if maybe one day you could introduce me to your friends too. I'd love to meet the important people in your life." Lucas took her hand and squeezed it gently. "That sounds like a wonderful idea. I'd love for you to meet my friends. I'm sure they'll adore you just as much as I do." Mia smiled, feeling increasingly comfortable and accepted. "Thank you, Lucas. It means a lot to me that you want to include me in your life." After finishing their lunch, Lucas and Mia continued exploring the city. They visited museums, art galleries, and parks, enjoying each other's company and creating precious memories. As the days went by, Lucas and Mia's relationship grew even stronger. They shared long conversations, laughed, and learned from each other. Lucas was constantly amazed by Mia's intelligence and sensitivity, and she marveled at his kindness and determination. However, the shadow of his father's disapproval always loomed over them. Lucas knew he would eventually have to confront his father again, but for now, he just wanted to enjoy the happiness Mia brought into his life. One evening, as they were having dinner together, Mia dared to bring up the subject that weighed on her mind. "Lucas, I know we haven't talked much about your father since that incident. Do you think he'll ever be able to accept me?" Lucas sighed and took her hand in his, feeling the heaviness of the moment. "Honestly, I don't know, Mia. My father can be very stubborn about his beliefs and expectations. But no matter what happens, I want you to know that you are the most important person to me. I won't let anyone, not even him, come between us." Mia gave him a warm smile, grateful for his reassurance. "Thank you, Lucas. I know it's not easy for you to stand up to your father like this, but I feel so fortunate to have you by my side." Lucas returned her smile, leaning in to kiss her softly. "And I feel lucky to have found you, Mia. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me." Over the next few weeks, their bond continued to strengthen. They went out for dinners, visited museums and parks, and spent long nights talking about their dreams and aspirations. Lucas made sure Mia felt loved and valued, and she filled him with a happiness he had never known. However, the specter of his father's disapproval always lingered in Lucas' mind. He knew that soon he would have to face him again, and he feared that his relationship with Mia might trigger an even greater conflict. One afternoon, as Lucas and Mia were returning to their apartment after an outing, Lucas' phone rang. Seeing that it was his father, his heart skipped a beat. "Hello, Father," he answered cautiously. "Lucas, I need to talk to you." "It's important," said his father, his voice grave and serious. Lucas glanced at Mia, who watched him with concern. "All right, Father. When and where do you want to meet?" "Come to my house tonight. It's urgent," his father replied before hanging up. Lucas stared at the phone for a moment, feeling the tension build inside him. "My father wants me to come over tonight. He says it's important." Mia looked at him uneasily. "Do you think he wants to talk about us?" Lucas sighed and nodded. "Yes, I fear so. But don't worry, Mia. I'll go and hear what he has to say. No matter what happens, I won't let anyone come between us." Mia gave him a gentle smile and squeezed his hand affectionately. "I trust you, Lucas. I'll be here when you get back." Lucas kissed her tenderly and headed to his father's house, mentally preparing himself for the confrontation that awaited him. As he arrived at the imposing mansion, he felt his nerves take over. He took a deep breath before ringing the doorbell. The door opened, revealing his father's stern face. "Come in, Lucas. We need to talk." Lucas followed his father to the living room, where they took seats in opposite armchairs. A heavy silence filled the room as the judge watched him with a penetrating gaze. Finally, his father broke the silence. "Lucas, I've been very worried about you since our last encounter." Lucas remained firm, though inside he felt anxiety gnawing at him. "What do you mean, Father?" The judge leaned forward, clasping his hands on his lap. "I mean that woman you've been seeing. I cannot accept that you've decided to involve yourself with someone like her." Lucas felt anger begin to boil within him. "How dare you judge Mia without even knowing her? She is a wonderful person who has supported me when I needed it the most." His father raised a hand, interrupting him. "No, Lucas, you're the one who doesn't understand." Lucas' frustration grew as his father continued. "I have high expectations for you. This family has a reputation to uphold, and you are jeopardizing it by associating with someone who doesn't fit our standards." "Do you hear yourself, Father?" Lucas retorted, feeling his heart race. "You care more about our family's reputation than my happiness. Mia is the best thing that has ever happened to me, and I refuse to let you dictate my life." His father's face reddened with rage. "You will regret this decision, Lucas. I won't let you throw away your future for a fleeting romance." Lucas felt a surge of defiance rise within him. "My future is with Mia, and I will not allow you to come between us. I love her, and I will fight for her." With that, Lucas stood up, his heart pounding. "I will not let you control my life any longer." He walked out of the house, leaving his father behind in stunned silence. The confrontation had been intense, but Lucas felt a rush of liberation. He had stood up for his love and his beliefs. When he returned home, Mia was waiting for him anxiously. "How did it go?" she asked, concern etched on her face. Lucas walked over and wrapped her in a warm embrace, feeling grateful for her presence. It was tough, but I stood up for us. I told my father that I choose you, Mia. Mia's face lit up with relief and happiness. Oh, Lucas, I'm so proud of you. You did it. They embraced tightly, their hearts beating in unison. No matter what challenges come our way, I promise I will always stand by your side, Lucas said, gazing into her eyes. As they stood there, wrapped in each other's arms, they both felt an unbreakable bond forming between them. No matter what challenges awaited them in the future, they would face them together, hand in hand, united in love and determination. The path ahead might be difficult, but they were ready to take on the world together. Lucas sat in front of his dad, the judge, feeling nervous. His dad looked serious and a bit angry. Lucas, I can't believe you like Mia, he said. You need to stop seeing her. Lucas shook his head and said, No way! Mia is the most important person to me. I love her. The judge frowned and said, You can't love her. She isn't the right girl for you. I have someone else in mind, a nice girl who is the daughter of one of my friends. Lucas was shocked and replied, What? You want me to get engaged to someone else? That's not fair. His dad stood up, looking really mad. You have to listen to me, Lucas. If you don't break up with Mia, I will disown you. You will have nothing. Lucas felt anger bubbling inside him. Then I'd rather have nothing than lose Mia. She is my true love. With that, Lucas turned and walked out of the room, leaving his dad behind. When Lucas got home, he saw Mia sitting on the couch, looking worried. How did it go? Mia asked softly. What did your dad say? Lucas hugged her tightly and replied, He wants me to marry someone else. He says I have to break up with you. Mia looked sad and said, What will you do, Lucas? Lucas smiled confidently and said, I won't give you up. I love you, Mia. No one can change that. Mia's eyes filled with tears as she replied, I don't want you to fight with your dad over me. That makes me sad. Lucas wiped her tears and said, It's not your fault, Mia. My dad just doesn't understand us. I will fight for you, no matter what. Mia smiled through her tears. Thank you, Lucas. You mean so much to me. Lucas promised her, You are the most important person in my life. I will always choose you. After a while, Lucas started feeling worried because he couldn't find Mia. His dad had told her some lies about him getting engaged, and now she had disappeared. Lucas searched everywhere for her, feeling heartbroken. Finally, he returned home and found Mia sitting on the couch, quietly crying. Mia, he said, rushing to her. I've been looking everywhere for you. Where were you? Mia looked up, her eyes puffy, and said, I felt so confused after what your dad said. I thought maybe I should leave. Lucas knelt down and held her hands. What my dad told you isn't true. I don't have a fiancé. You are the only girl I want in my life. Mia looked at him with a mix of relief and guilt. Oh, Lucas, I'm so sorry. I should have stayed and talked to you instead of running away. I was scared that your dad might be right and that I wasn't good enough for you. Lucas pulled her closer and hugged her tightly. You are more than enough for me, Mia. You are the most wonderful person I have ever met. I don't care what my dad thinks because you are the only one that matters to me. Mia clung to him, tears of relief streaming down her face. Lucas, I love you so much. I don't know what I would do without you. Lucas smiled and gently caressed her face. And I love you, Mia. Nothing and no one will come between us. I promise. They stayed in each other's arms for a long time, feeling safe and warm. Finally, Lucas pulled back and looked at her with determination. Mia, I know my dad has caused a lot of confusion and pain, but I want you to know that I'm by your side no matter what he says. I want us to build a life together if that's what you want. Mia smiled brightly and said, Nothing would make me happier, Lucas. I want to be with you, no matter the obstacles we face. Lucas kissed her gently, feeling a happiness he had never felt before. That same night, Lucas received an unexpected call from his dad. At first, he didn't want to answer, but his dad kept calling, so he decided to listen. "Lucas, I need to talk to you. It's urgent," said the judge, sounding different than usual. Lucas took a deep breath and replied, "All right, Father. Where do you want to meet?" The judge paused and said, "At my house. Please come as soon as possible." Lucas felt a mix of curiosity and caution, but he agreed to go. Mia insisted on coming with him because she wanted to face any challenges together. When they arrived at the big house, Lucas and Mia were greeted by his dad, who looked worried. "Lucas, Mia, thank you for coming," he said in a softer voice. "There is something I need to tell you both." Lucas and Mia exchanged unsure glances, but waited quietly. The judge sighed deeply and said, "I know I have been unfair and wrong about you, Mia. I judged you without knowing you. I realize now that I should not have tried to make Lucas marry someone else." Mia was surprised, and Lucas looked cautiously at his dad. "What are you saying?" Lucas asked. The judge took a deep breath and continued, "I see now that my actions were wrong. I was driven by my own ideas of what was best for you, Lucas. But seeing how much you both care for each other has changed my mind." Lucas's heart began to soften. "If you really mean this, it means a lot to me," he said. "But it will take time to trust you again." Mia nodded, her eyes filled with hope. "We appreciate your honesty, sir. We just want to be happy together." The judge nodded slowly, understanding. "I will do everything I can to make things right. I hope you can forgive me someday." An uneasy silence filled the room, but it felt hopeful too. Lucas took Mia's hand, and together they faced a new beginning filled with love and understanding. "So, you accept our relationship?" Lucas asked cautiously. The judge nodded. "Yes, after thinking it through, I see that Mia is right for you. She makes you happy, and that's all that should matter to me." Mia felt tears of relief. "Thank you for giving us a chance, sir." The judge smiled kindly. "I should be thanking you, Mia. Thank you for making my son happy." Lucas, feeling overwhelmed with joy, hugged his dad tightly. "Thank you for opening your heart and accepting us." The judge gently patted Lucas's back, feeling sorry for all the pain he had caused. "I hope you can forgive me and let me make up for lost time." Mia stepped forward and smiled warmly. "Of course, sir. We're ready to start fresh." From that moment on, a new bond formed between Lucas, Mia, and Lucas, his dad. The judge made an effort to know Mia better and to accept their relationship. Slowly, he began to appreciate Mia's kindness and character. With Lucas and Mia's help, the judge also started to change his priorities. He realized that Lucas's happiness was what truly mattered, and that he shouldn't force his own ideas on Lucas's life. Lucas felt thankful and relieved to have his dad's support again. He knew Mia's love had helped bring this change. Mia adjusted gracefully to her new role in Lucas's life. At first, she felt a little nervous around the judge, but soon she earned his trust and friendship. Together, Lucas and Mia became a strong family, creating an unbreakable bond. As months went by, Lucas and Mia's lives changed for the better. Lucas decided to leave his job at his dad's law firm and start his own practice with Mia's help. At first, the judge wasn't sure, but he eventually respected Lucas's choice. In their personal lives, Lucas and Mia's love continued to grow. After making up with Lucas's dad, he proposed to Mia, who accepted with happy tears. Their wedding was a small but emotional event, where the judge happily gave his son away to the woman he had learned to love and respect. Their life together was filled with new beginnings and shared dreams. Lucas and Mia built a successful law firm, helping people who needed it most. They found joy in their work and in each other, knowing their bond had been tested and proven strong. With the support of Lucas's dad, their love only grew deeper. Their journey, although challenging, showed the power of love, understanding, and forgiveness. Each day, Lucas and Mia grew closer, their relationship blossoming into a beautiful partnership both in life and work. The once rocky relationship with Lucas's dad turned into one of respect and admiration, proving that even the deepest rifts can heal over time. Together, they faced the future with hope, knowing their love could overcome any obstacle. As the years went by, Lucas and Mia built a happy life. They opened a new branch of their law firm in a nearby city, strengthening their careers and bonds. They also decided to have children, filling their home with laughter and love. The judge, who had once been critical, became a loving grandfather who enjoyed spending time with his grandkids, sharing stories, and teaching them valuable lessons. 5 years after Lucas and Mia got married, their relationship flourished, and they became a happy couple despite their earlier struggles. Lucas's dad had fully accepted Mia and considered her an important part of the family. He shared his wisdom and experiences with her, which helped build their friendship. One evening, while having dinner at home, Lucas raised his glass to toast. "To love, family, and second chances," he said, smiling at Mia. The table filled with laughter and cheers as they celebrated the life they had built together. In that moment, surrounded by the people they loved, Lucas and Mia knew they had overcome everything to find their way to each other. And so, Lucas, Mia, and his dad lived happily ever after, reminding everyone that true love conquers all, even the toughest obstacles. Lucas felt excited and a bit nervous as he spoke to his wife, Mia. "I think moving to New York would be a great change for us," he said. Mia smiled and squeezed his hand. "Yes, let's do it. This could be a wonderful adventure for our family." They both agreed it was time to take a chance and make the most of their lives together. They were ready to move to New York because the judge, who was also Lucas's father, supported their decision. The judge had come to care about Mia very much, and he looked forward to visiting them in the big city. Lucas and Mia hoped to grow in their jobs and give their children more opportunities to learn and experience new things. Lucas and Mia worked hard to prepare for their big move. They had to say goodbye to their friends and wrap up their work at the law firm. Mia, who grew up in a nice home, was very excited to live in a different place. They made plans and got everything ready. Mia felt thrilled about starting this new chapter in their lives. One evening, they told their family about their plan to move. Lucas's father, the judge, was worried at first. "Are you sure New York is the best choice?" he asked. Lucas nodded confidently. "Yes, Dad, we've thought a lot about it, and we believe it's a chance we can't pass up." After seeing Mia's encouraging smile, the judge said, "If you've thought it through, then I support you. I know you both can handle any challenges." Mia hugged the judge and said, "Thank you. We promise to keep in touch and visit often." Lucas felt relieved knowing they had his support. They both knew it would be hard to be away from their families, but they were excited about what was to come. As the days went by, Lucas and Mia packed their things, visited friends and family, and said their goodbyes. They wanted everything to be perfect for their new adventure. Lucas's father helped them with the paperwork for their move, and he was proud of them for taking this step. Finally, the day came for them to leave. They packed their bags, took a last look at their old apartment, and set off for New York. On the plane, they held hands, feeling a mix of excitement and nerves. They were ready for a new beginning. When they arrived in New York, the city amazed them. There were tall buildings, busy streets, and so many people. Mia exclaimed, "Wow, Lucas! It's incredible. I didn't know it would be so big." Lucas smiled, feeling happy to be there with her. "I know it's a lot, but I believe we can adapt and enjoy this adventure together," he said. For the first few days, they stayed in a hotel while looking for an apartment. They explored the city and took in the sights. Finally, they found a cozy apartment in Manhattan. Mia couldn't contain her joy. "This is perfect. We can decorate it together," she said excitedly. Lucas hugged her and said, "Yes, this will be our special home in the middle of this big city." After moving in, they started their new jobs at the law firm. They were eager to do well and prove themselves. Every day was filled with new experiences. They learned to navigate the fast-paced life of New York and discovered many fun places to visit, like parks, museums, and restaurants. They enjoyed every moment together, building their life in the city. As time went on, Mia and Lucas grew more confident in their new roles. Mia surprised everyone at work with her intelligence, and Lucas earned respect as a great negotiator. They found joy in exploring the city's culture and different neighborhoods, learning about the various traditions. One day, while walking in Central Park, Mia seemed a bit sad. Lucas noticed and asked, "What's on your mind?" She replied, "I miss my family. I've never been so far away before." Lucas understood and said, "I miss them too, but we can visit whenever we want. We can stay connected no matter how far away we are." Mia felt better after hearing his words. "Thank you, Lucas. With your support, I know I can adapt to our new life," she said. They continued to support each other, facing the challenges that came their way. They celebrated their achievements and leaned on each other during tough times. Their love grew stronger, and they created a warm, happy home filled with laughter. Lucas and Mia also made time to visit their families. They would travel back home and invite family members to New York, sharing their new life with everyone. This helped them feel less lonely. They balanced their work and personal lives by exploring the nearby areas on weekends and hosting fun gatherings for their friends. As they settled into their routine, their excitement about living in New York grew. The city became familiar, and they started to feel at home. Mia's early struggles turned into victories as she excelled at her job, while Lucas continued to thrive in his career. They were proud of what they had built together. Their home became a peaceful place, a retreat from the busy city life. It was filled with love and joy, a reflection of their partnership. They enjoyed every moment together, whether it was relaxing at home, exploring the city, or sharing stories with friends. As the years passed, Lucas and Mia looked back on their journey with gratitude. They had faced challenges, but had also found opportunities that made their lives richer. They had grown closer through every experience, and their bond became unbreakable. Together, they turned their dreams into reality. Their story was one of love, resilience, and the willingness to embrace change. They discovered that with support and determination, they could overcome anything. Mia had always wanted to explore new places, and Lucas felt the same excitement. They both learned that taking risks can lead to wonderful experiences. Now, as they walked hand in hand through Central Park, they felt proud of their journey. They had built a beautiful life together in New York, filled with love, success, and endless possibilities. They knew that with each new day, they could continue to grow and discover even more about themselves and the world around them. Lucas and Mia's adventure was just beginning, and they were ready to face whatever came next, together. If you enjoyed this story and would like to see more content like it, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. By subscribing, you'll stay updated on all our latest inspiring and heartwarming stories and have the opportunity to engage with our growing community. Additionally, I would love to hear your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. Thank you for your support, and I look forward to sharing more captivating narratives with you.